Hi everyone, welcome back to Autoplay. My name is Otto, and this is BioShock Infinite. In the last episode, we had finally made our way through Emporia, and we're just about to head to Comstock House when Songbird found us. Elizabeth gave herself up in order to save us from Songbird, and now we are about to chase after her into Comstock House. So, let's get started. One thing you should notice is the weird, almost tear-like effect happening here. That'll come into play later, but let's go get her.
Come after me if you want. I'm not letting you take her, you hear me? Ah, you feathered piece of shit! I'm not going to... Snow. It's July. Elizabeth! Can you hear me?
Get your hands off of me! Just take me back to my tower. Please, please.
Just quickly see if there's anything around here. I don't think there is.
Is that?
Some men dream of money.
What the...
Some men dream of love. My father dreamt of a flood of fire. We were given Eden, and we turned it into Sodom. Why do we deserve salvation? The Lord gave Noah a fish in the form of a flood, but he was not so easy on me. He said, "Prophet, I want you to train a nation of fishermen."
Fornicator. Pacifist. Anarchist. Heretic.
What is this place? What are you planning to do to me?
And so, we finally hit the level where the dreaded Boys of Silence are. You'll see all these creepy asylum goers that have like porcelain heads of the founding fathers on them. And there is our first Boys of Silence. So how the Boys of Silence works is that if they catch you in their like light beam thing, then they will call forth all of these dudes to attack you. And the dudes have, like, a lot of health. So it's in your best interest to avoid being spotted by them. Unfortunately, there's no way to avoid being spotted this first time, so that the game can teach you how it works. So I'm going to actually switch up my gear, and hopefully we can put some that will help us here. That one can be helpful. Basically, your ammo and salts are pretty limited in this section, and they take a lot of health. Right, so it's best to have, like, melee things. Mostly, like, you want stuff that will help you a lot. I think the fire one will probably be good. Enemies become easier to melee execute. That might be helpful. When struck, 50% chance to shock nearby enemies. That might be very helpful. Or burn enemies. Well, Vulnerable for 2 seconds, but only 50 damage. Take 400 damage over 3 seconds. That's probably better for us. That one might be good. These become easier to melee execute. I think we'll do this one. So if they hit us, which they will, they have a 50% chance of getting burned, so that'll be good. Melee targets are knocked back. That might be helpful. But it also might be annoying if they get knocked back a lot. Melee strike range increased by 3 times. That might be helpful. That might be helpful too. When very low in health. Ooh, this one. I think this is the one we're going to go with. When very low in health, killing an enemy gives health. Melee target's briefly vulnerable. Victim takes 2 times damage for 5 seconds. Yeah, I think we're going to want to go with the health one. Melee executions have 85% chance to give health. That one could also be very helpful. Melee kills give health, like that's for sure. I think we will do the vampire one. So we have Vampire's Embrace. Melee kills will give health. Whoops. Last man standing. When very low in health, killing an enemy gives health. I hope that means we'll get like double health. Pyromaniac. When we're hit, we'll burn people. And 70% chance that when we attack someone, they will also get burned. Okay, I think that's good. So this area is the like Comstock house, like asylum. It's very creepy. Probably won't seem that creepy because I'm like talking through it and explaining things. But when I first played this game, this level was like terrible for me. Like it was, just gave me the chills. Also, I'm really, really bad at the Boys of Silence stealth sections. My first time through, I got caught every single time, and I had no ammo and no salts, so it was just me endlessly like pummeling the guys over and over and over and over again. Hopefully that won't happen here, but don't be surprised if it does, because they seriously, they have so much health, and they like don't really seem like, you've seen how when I like, they just seem like impervious to headshots almost. Like when you're fighting normal soldiers, like one shot to the head, they're gone. But these guys, I have not found that to be the case. Okay. Let's go get screamed at and attacked. See what I mean, though? They're taking, like, so many hits. And they never have drops, either. That's part of why this section of the game is, like, very hard for your ammo and stuff. Yeah, so we definitely put on a good thing with the... when they hit us, they get caught on fire. That definitely saved us.
Damn it! I gotta find a way in. I hope I don't have to go all the way up to the warden's office to get in.
Oh, Booker, you know that you do. This is a video game.
Alright. Listen. I just want to see the girl. Oh, where are those? Doesn't matter. I just gotta get to the warden's office.
Please. Please, what is this place? Just send me back to my tower.
It's too late for that now, child. Your father gave you a lovely home, and you chose to destroy it.
He's not my father.
And this might be a surprising voxophone. That's right, it's Elizabeth, with what looks like a black eye, but I can't really tell.
I suppose the siphon is a kind of leash. Yes, my father put it on me. But when the time came, neither did I remove it myself. What would happen if I took off the leash, and I found I was as obedient as ever?
Yep, and we already got our next one.
Like my father, I could see all that would be, might be, and must not be.
Ugh. I'm really bad at understanding their patterns. Then it comes back. Oh, God. I hate that. Kinetoscope. This guy is like basically what I would do in this world. It's just like take nice static scenes of the setting, and that's it. You know? Like, I feel like I already kind of do that with my intros and outros. Like, I would love to just make a Let's Play that's just static shots. Oh, now we can see a tear over there. Okay. We did it. Oh. No, 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 no! Oh my god. Like, you're just never safe. Okay.
Child, would you like to pray with me?
You're hurting me. Please just let me go.
We're going to cure you.
I'm not sick.
Your spirit is. All I ever wanted is to see you live up to your potential.
A lot of bodies.
Our minds are born festering with sin. Some are so blighted, they will never find redemption. The mind must be pulled up from the roots. My children are without blame, without fault, and without choice. For what is the value of will when the spirit is found wanting?
Okay, so there's like a kind of creepy part coming up, and it's so funny. I've talked before about how I played this game with my friend Sierra, but we were like playing it at the same time, but in our own houses, and then we were just like talking over voice chat. So like once we got to this level, I was just like waiting to hear her reaction to this scary bit, and she somehow, I don't know how she did it, but when she entered this room, she like immediately looked somewhere else, so she didn't see the creepy thing happen. But then when she like eventually turned around and it was just like there, she yelled. And it was just so funny because like I was just waiting and waiting and waiting, and she never said anything. And then like much later, she just finds it just sitting there on its own, not being creepy, and she still yelled. You'll see what I mean when it comes forth right now. creepy, right? Meanwhile, she had like come in like this or something and was just like fooling around, doing whatever, and then she's just like, oh my god, this wheelchair, the head in it is so scary. She didn't even see the scary part.
I'm Dr. Pettifog, Elizabeth, and I'll be taking care of you.
Get away from me.
Defiant, even after all this time. DeWitt just left you here. You need to give up on him, love.
He will come.
I'm here, Elizabeth. Creepy. We are probably going to trigger this one. I'll say that right now. It's like, I'm not even really sure where you're supposed to go to avoid getting spotted. Holy! We did it!
The specimen needs to be destroyed. We couldn't even hold her in that tower, and now the Prophet...
Destroy the lamb? His hair?
If we modify the procedure, we could... It would be safer for everyone. It would seem an accident.
Okay. We're doing good so far. I'm actually surprised. Okay, from this point, we have classic enemies. I don't know where they are.
And what did the Lord Eve and her Sodom and Gomorrah. Humanity wrote a bad check, and the blood was the only way to settle accounts. For what is Columbia, if not a different arc in a different time?
You're not eating, love. Is something the matter?
I'm not hungry.
You'll need to eat sooner or later. If you hold out for DeWitt, you'll just starve to death. Come now.
We've done very well with the Boys of Silence. When I, recorded the intros and outros for these episodes, I hit every single Boys of Silence. I didn't, make it through unscathed on any of them. So I'm very surprised. I see one over there. Okay, our salts are full. That's good. That's where we need to get to. Ugh.
The child is ready. It's time. Prophet, even if we cure her, why do you think she'll do what you ask?
My daughter has two problems, Doctor. One is the condition your science will cure her of. The other affliction is of a spiritual nature.
What affliction is that?
Hope.
Yeah! See, like, this is literally me. This is what I do. I'm gonna do a whole series that's just shots like this. Ugh.
Your surgery is tomorrow, you know. You better eat. Oh, you still expect a wit to burst in and rescue you, don't you? It's been 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, so you remember how I pointed out that it looked like a tear when we were crossing through the lightning field? Well, this is not following exactly after Elizabeth's capture. I mean, you probably put that together already, but... Ugh. So creepy. This one in particular. Can't tell if there's anything back here. I don't think so. Okay, so this one is a bit of a hard one. You'll see that, like, the door's right there. So theoretically, we could, like, jump over this, run straight to the door, and be done. But you'll see that right there is a gear piece. And you can't see it, but behind the wall is a voxophone. So, unfortunately, we are going to be doing this. I have no clue who this dude's supposed to be. Because the other ones look like the founding fathers, like Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, whatever. I have no clue who this dude is. I don't know if he's like another historical figure, or if he's just a dude with an unfortunate haircut, but... Then he comes back here, then he looks here, then over there. Oof. When out of salt, you will use health to cast vigors. No thanks, but I'll take it. Whew, we did it!
Bring us the girl and wipe away the dead. But in the end, he is the one who'll have to pay down all of our accounts, won't he? Where does his guilt start? And mine end?
Oh my god. That was so close. Oh, thank God. If I remember right, I think that's the last of the little stealth sections. We did it. We didn't get killed.
A man once promised me that he would free me of my chains. But in the end, he abandoned me to serve his own needs. But in some ways, I thank him. He showed me exactly how much faith our species deserved. God put his faith in men once too. It seems that we have something in common. Disappointment. I did not always love the prophet. In truth, I ran from his embrace. I even denied that I was his. I followed a man who seemed to be everything my father was not. That man was a false shepherd. And when the wolves came for me, he was nowhere to be found.
You'll notice that a lot of these, slash maybe all of them, are footage from voxophones. What is the value of will when the spirit is wanting? Simplicity, humility, servility. She requires only our submission and nothing more. So, every now and then a word will flash up on there. You probably noticed. Most of them were just things like Ark, Sodom, Prophet, Elizabeth, DeWitt, but one of them was Anna. Which, if you remember, it's been a while actually, when Booker awoke from being knocked out at Battleship A, he was calling out the name Anna. So ends our beautiful, beautiful brother. Yeah, so isn't that... I don't know, I always kind of like that. Like, it's sad slash funny, if you think it's funny. But I just kind of liked how, like, even those kinetoscopes, the ones that are just, like, shots, and you can, like, see them throughout the game, even those had, like, a little bit of a story in the end. I don't know, I just thought it was a nice touch. Let's see what this gear is. After each successful kill, up to 5, weapon damage is increased. Resets 10 seconds after last kill. I love this one. We're going to equip it. Okay, I think there's a voxophone around here to find. There it is.
As the days pass, I believe less in God and more in new tests. My powers shrivel as my regrets blossom. All of this because my father failed me. By the time I realized how far I'd gone, it was too late to stop it. But there is still one last chance at redemption for both of us.
This whole area of the game gives me strong BioShock vibes, like the first one. Like it just like feels a bit more survival horror-ish, and like spooky and like scary. Like the sound design, just the feeling that around any corner something creepy could be around. Just Here, whoops, we have little photos of Elizabeth as a child. Her with a little songbird plushie. And here, a nice little torture place again. All of these are, reused assets from the police station. So there isn't really anything new here. But let's head over to the warden's office.
There's the switch.
Oh, do you hear that creepy music?
What I've done cannot be undone. I cannot stop what I have put in motion. But perhaps I can keep it from ever starting. He was my first hope. And now, he is my last.
Alright, let's open the gate.
Should be able to head downstairs and get to Elizabeth now.
So, in the interest of being a nice person, I'll warn you now that there is a jump scare when we turn around. Knowing that there's a jump scare, I don't know if that'll protect me from yelling though, so we'll see. Yeah.
Dash his brains out! Move in on him!
And you'll see that our gun tip is getting red. That's because of the vigor that we just put on. Oh my god.
Me with water. I shall baptize the Sodom below with fire. And prepare for the coming of the Lord. Are we worth saving if we will not save ourselves? There will be no salvation until the fire floods the cities and covers the plains.
Oh my god. What is happening?
Again. A million others wait their turn.
Oh, God.
The rebirth of the spirit. But sometimes, the mind gets in the way. If the mind will not yield, you must expose the mind to every version of itself. Either the mind will yield, or be reduced to a blank.
Just lay down and sleep, dude. Lay down and sleep. You're almost there. You're so close. I'm out of ammo. Sorry, that was just so funny. I still find it funny. Bit of a mood kill of the atmosphere, but after a creepy episode, we deserve some laughs, I think. So what Elizabeth was saying was that basically all of the people who are here in the asylum, the guys with the heads on, she basically exposed them through her powers to every version of themselves so that their mind would collapse. Because when there's no mind anymore, no sense of self, then they don't, do sins anymore. They don't want for bad things anymore, kind of thing. So that's why all of them are jittery, destroyed people that don't do anything. And then what the Boys of Silence do is they kind of seem to activate a tear thing, or tear powers. It's kind of like the Siren did in a way, that filled them with a mind, which is why they then try to kill you and stuff.
Tomorrow the leash comes off, because all of this has to end. But even if I destroy the siphon, will I be strong enough to see all the doors and open whichever I choose? And if I bring him here, who is to say that he would be any match for the monsters I have created?
Elizabeth, hold tight!
What? It's a tear. What is it? Why do you ask what?
When the delicious question is when.
Lives, lived, will live.
Dies, died, will die.
As you can see, Booker, the lunatics are running the asylum. They don't even listen to me anymore. All I can do is watch as what I set into motion slides into its terminal stage. It took all I had left in me just to bring you here.
Elizabeth, I don't understand. I heard you screaming. I was coming to get you. Are we...
Here. Take my hand. The seed of the prophet shall sit the throne and drown in flame the mountains of man. Say what you will about Comstock. He was a hell of a fortune teller. It wasn't the torture that broke me. It wasn't the indoctrination. It was time. Time rots everything, Booker. Even hope.
I was coming.
Songbird. He always stops you.
this, but I would find a way.
No. It's too late for me. I brought you here for your sake. Yours and hers. Here.
So you'll notice that it says it's New Year's Eve 1983 and the car is 1984. I'll touch up on that very soon.
What is this?
It's for her. She'll know how to read it.
What does it say?
It's advice.
Advice on what?
How not to become me.
So, the reason that... Okay, basically, let's just go over what just happened. So, basically what Elizabeth was saying was that every time in the past, after Elizabeth is taken away again, Booker would try to come and save her, but Songbird would always stop him, no matter what. So, he failed to save her. So after the time, the torture, the indoctrination, she eventually loses hope that anything will be different for her. And so she starts to... her will is broken. And she gets groomed into becoming the Prophet's heir, just as he had foretold. She starts doing his will. She uses her terror powers to, strip people of their minds so that they won't have sin anymore. But unfortunately, the Boys of Silence and such end up taking over the asylum. All of these things get set into motion where the destruction of New York and all that, becomes inevitable. And Elizabeth, now, I guess, nearly 80 years old? Over 80 years old? She starts to, experience regrets. And, she knows that she's done some terrible things. But she knows there's no way for her to, save herself at this point. There's no way to fix her now in her present. The only way she can really stop this from happening is to make sure that it never starts. So she uses her powers, the remaining bits of her powers, to pull our Booker from the past into this timeline of events. 1984, basically. And that's why you saw the, tear effect when we were running towards it. That was Elizabeth pulling us forward. And... okay, oh right, so 1984. So the reason that those red time tears happen, where songs from 1984 and other stuff are heard through them, that was a side effect of Elizabeth doing this kind of thing. It rippled out in the ocean of time, so to speak. So because Elizabeth pulled him to 1984, tears to 1984 kind of appeared throughout Columbia. So that's why there's so many covers of 1980s songs. That's kind of the connecting link between it all. And something similar happens for another aspect of the tears in the lore, but I'll touch on that when that happens too. So, yeah. All of those voxophones were basically of 80-year-old Elizabeth. I'm pretty sure. Interestingly, we can look at it. Nearly all voxophones have a date put on them, but none of Elizabeth's do. Obviously to kind of keep the secret, the reveal where she reaches down and you find out it's been 70 years. Like a secret, but yeah. So we don't know exactly when all of them take place, if they're all being recorded in her old age, or if some were recorded earlier. We just don't know, unfortunately. But yeah, so basically, Elizabeth fulfills the prophecy as foretold through the tears, because Songbird always stops us. So the way to keep it from happening is to find a way to stop Songbird, or to get him on our side, kind of thing. And so she gave Booker this card written in code that only Elizabeth would be able to read, that kind of tells her everything that happens and gives her advice on how not to become her. That'll be important in the end. And so right now we are back in 1912, Columbia. I don't know how Booker realized this from looking in this room, but whatever. And now we have to go save Elizabeth. But, unfortunately, I think we will save that for the next episode. We are nearing the end here, guys. Like, seriously, like, how... Unless something happens, I'm basically expecting there for to be 2 more episodes in this Let's Play. The next episode, we'll save Elizabeth, and then the episode after that will be the ending. So, I'll see you then. Tomorrow, we save Elizabeth.